have a packed house for the Champs Sports Bowl. A beautiful late afternoon in Orlando, and the color of gold seen plenty in Central Florida. Some of it like that right there, splashed with garnet for Florida State. The rest framed with signature green and a little blue. The Irish have arrived. A tradition-rich matchup between the Seminoles and the Fighting Irish. Both teams looking to cap a year of high expectations with a satisfying win now. Both teams looking to springboard into the future. Yet even with those eyes on all the upside among these two, when you say Notre Dame and Florida State, it's hard to ignore their grand past. To the Champs Sports Bowl, part of ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week. And a special welcome to those of you watching on spectacular ESPN 3D. From the Florida Citrus Bowl Stadium here in Orlando, memories of an all-time classic back in '93. Notre Dame and Florida State, both hungry and hopeful to continue on their course. Net punting comes on. Michael Floyd, the return man for the Irish. And a big boot by Powell backs up Floyd to the 22. Able to get free. Block in front, and Floyd past midfield. Michael Floyd with a fine return to set up the Irish. It was Sean Powell for Brian Kelly's offense. See the success they've had on opening possessions. Reese with time. Batted and intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner, and once again the costly turnovers for Notre Dame in the red zone. Nigel Bredham batted it up in the air. LaMarcus Joyner in the right place at the right time. Florida State ball when we come back. Year by the Florida State defense. And meanwhile, Notre Dame all too conditioned to turnovers in the red zone. This is Freeman now. He loses the ball. It is scooped up by Mata, who returns it for the score. Was the streak right to the goal line.
Yeah, Teo is out in single coverage. He does a good job of coming out and making the tackle, and that's a freshman just giving up the ball, and Zeke Mata.
And now facing a 3rd and 6. Pressure up the middle again, and he goes down again. Teo right after him.
Up the middle, right? We talked about that young offensive line. 2 freshmen playing at the guard position. Left guard and right guard. And Teo and Lynch get in there. Here comes Teo right there. You'll see him run on a stunt with Lynch. And they just destroy the interior of that line where you've got 3 freshmen. 2 guards and a center.
Return. 3rd and 7 now. Sierra Wood in the backfield with Hendricks. And this is complete right down the seam to Eifert. And he was down at the 44-yard line after taking
down the field and across the field.
Wood just gobbled up and cut down in the backfield that time by Telvin Smith.
Knifing through, anticipation of the snap count. Great quick.
Officially a 48, they're listing it as. And it was off to the right. The former walk-on who is in the midst of, I go from this, where Florida State's trying to jump forward 6 yards to that. 3rd and 6, Manuel, can he escape it? Throws it out there, gets it complete somehow right at the line to make, but a flag is down at the 42, so let's get the ruling.
Is that the quarterback was down by contact. There is no pass, it's first down.
So another sack for the Notre Dame defense. See James Wilder in the backfield. Play action, manual, maybe that slows the pass rush a bit. And he connects. Wide open down to the 45-yard line is Kenny Shaw. Right here we got a defensive struggle. 2nd and 8. Manual, and he goes down again. And Jamorris Slaughter, what a night he's having, Rod.
He's becoming a star. Spot, and they've turned him loose. That's his 2nd sack tonight. He's made a number of...
Reese, pressure came. He was able to secure that ball right at the end as he was in the grasp of Bjorn Werner, the big guy from...
You'll see him to the right side, but you've got to get rid of the football too. And he steps up a little bit, but Reese has got to be aware of when that's got to happen. He's got to get rid of it, but it's too late.
So they're going to let the clock run down. Gives us a chance to look at tonight's quarterback.
Down here if you're Brian Kelly.
There's Harris up against Floyd now with Xavier Rhodes out. Reese to pass on 3rd and 3, and here is Michael Floyd. And a first down for the Irish to the 22. So the
crossing routes when you have that.
So Hendricks comes in, and he sprints to the near side, tucks and runs, and does well with a... And they're down to the 5-yard line as Reese is back in. Looking for the fade to Floyd. Bobbled and caught for the touchdown. Michael Floyd stayed with it the whole way. Focused on the ball and finally secured it. Touchdown, Irish.
You notice we've got a 5'8" corner against 6'3" Floyd. Who's going to win that battle? He goes up and attacks the ball and takes it away from Reed. Rhodes is out of the ball game. Rhodes is the big corner who was able to play Floyd. Reed can't compete with that. Floyd just takes it away from him.
Well, I don't like the way that Greg Reed hit the back of his head when he came down at the end of that play, Rod. He was flipped over. Watch the back of his neck and his head going all the way up and crashing to the ground.
Well, he tried to get up there with Floyd, and Floyd's strength in taking the ball away from him turned.
For the Bears, as the star receiver for the Irish just gave them a 14-0 lead. LaMarcus Joyner now. And Joyner, good return for Joyner. Can he get to the edge? Inside the 30 and finally taken down. Just what the Seminoles needed.
A change of direction. That run looked like it was designed to go to the right side, and Joyner reverses field. Watch, it's set up to go to the right side, and he says, and then trust your speed. Use your speed to outrun Notre Dame. That's what they preach all week long. Don't cut and make moves.
Burns set them up, but can they take advantage? Pressure again. And he is wrapped up again. Aaron Lynch, the Florida native, the long, lean freshman who has such a bright future, draped all over.
He's easier than 47.
He's 5 for 6. Over 40 to 49 this year. And he just squeezes it in. So the 77-yard kickoff. Robbie Toma on the receiver screen, and Toma dives out.
Floyd, what he had when he was in high school.
Number 2 on some draft projections right now. Theo Riddick with a good run to the fight because of the injuries to Greg Reed and Xavier Rhodes. So watch for that matchup. Floyd to the top side of your screen on 3rd and 7. Pressure comes and they get to him. Brandon Jenkins, the pass rushing terror, able to find Tommy Reese, and that was a big
from the outside and come inside, and watch him show up right there. He's too quick.
3rd and 5. Irish bring 4. Manuel lofts it downfield, outstretched and secured by Rashad Green. How about that?
That's a freshman stepping up to make so far the biggest offensive play for Florida State. Look at him lay out. He beat Gary Gray off the line of scrimmage in the man coverage. Notre Dame doesn't normally play man, but they got it that time. And Green was able to get behind him.
He is a future star.
Oh, yeah.
Third quarter here, 2nd and 5. They only bring 3 again. Manuel's going to step up and run. A stiff arm and a first down. He's been sacked 5 times tonight. They pick up the pressure. He launches to the end zone. And that is caught for a touchdown. Burt Reed. Saying, hey, I got the ball.
When you get the blitz, you get a lot of man coverage on the back end. You see Reed clearly comes down with that ball inbounds, and it's not until they're out of bounds that Blanton takes it away. Great look right here. Catch, foot inside, inbounds, possession, and now that's the takeaway.
Tremendous athletic effort by Burt.
Possession. Only question could be, was he in bounds? There's the right foot, there's the left foot. There's no question he's got possession, no question he's in bounds.
Running down. Both teams have struggled with that tonight. Little counter with Sierra Wood, and Wood gets the corner, and a great first to knocked out of the game. 2nd and 10. Hendricks looking to set up, and that is intercepted. Florida State's Nigel Brenham with the pickoff and muscling his way inside the 20-yard line.
Into the throwing lane. Hendricks never sees him. All he sees is he's got his tight end Eifert there. He expects, I assume, him to come inside, and he throws it right to Bradham. Never, ever thought the linebacker.
2nd and 7. Freeman remains the back with Manuel. Plenty of time to the end zone. Caught for the score.
Wow, what a catch.
Rashad Green, and the Noles have come all the way back.
Green did not even look like he was open. He's got 3 guys around him, and that ball's put up over Fox. Fox had his back turned. Green, what a tremendous catch. And now they're chasing the 2 points. Now they're chasing the 2. They're going for 2 again.
Remember, and tradition-rich programs with high expectations. Downfield, and wide open is Eifert. And just like that, 2nd and 10, empty backfield for Reese. Pressure, and they smother him. Cornelius Carradine.
Carradine comes in from the right side, unblocked.
Previous 3 quarters. 2nd and 10 now. Notre Dame brings 4. He goes underneath, and Smith gets free for a first down. Florida State's. They picked up the pressure downfield, and that is caught on his back. What do they say?
Oh, you know, it bounced off of Green, and then on his back, he caught it.
They're talking it over, and it's a catch. They are ruling that a reception.
Has he made more spectacular plays? We talked about his becoming a star. Watch it. He has possession. That one loses it, comes out. He's in bounds, and now he has the ball.
His left shoulder starts to skirt up against the white there. Did he possess the ball? Remember, ruling on the field is a reception.
It's under further review.
Does he have possession before his body goes out of bounds? That's the question we will get the answer for. And he splits him. Tommy Reese, they've platooned all night. Reese with time, down the field. What a catch by Eifert.
He's taken some shots.
Give them a 2-touchdown lead, but we haven't seen him since do much of anything. And now out of the game as Wood takes it. 1st and 20 after the call. To the end zone. Intercepted. Terrence Brooks picks off Tommy Reese. Reese with another interception in the end zone.
Yeah, you don't have Michael Floyd. You can't throw into double coverage and expect somebody else to out-jump two defenders. He tries to go to Goodman. Goodman is 6'3", but he's not Michael Floyd. And Terrence Brooks is able to get up and take this one away. You know, when you have a chance to put points on the board, you have to be careful with the football, and this has been the issue for Tommy.
Freeman on 2nd and 8, he breaks free, and he gets the first down.
Wow.
The Champs Sports Bowl goes to the Seminoles with a fourth quarter rally. 18 unanswered points, and they defeat the Fighting Irish 18-14. Let's get down to Alamo Bowl. We're going to give you live coverage of the trophy ceremony if you log on to ESPN3. For Rod Gilmore, Holly Rowe, and our entire crew here in Orlando, I'm Joe Tessitore, wishing you a great night. We'll get you to San Antonio, but first, let's check in with the studio.